Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 20th ceremony on this lovely day. To begin the ceremony, I ask that you remain standing and join in the singing of, followed by an invocation. Leading us in the national anthem will be Dr. Carrie Walters, Associate Professor of Music, accompanied by Dr. Chi Hyun Choi, Instructor of Music. Mr. Doug Stewart, Chair of the Bradley University Board of Trustees, will deliver the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes stars through the perilous fight, while our ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets did declare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us pray. Together to celebrate the achievements of this latest class of Bradley graduates, we give thanks for the strength and perseverance given to them during their time on the hilltop. Our Creator, our God, our Father, to receive the thankfulness of our graduates for all that has for their friends, for their instructors, and so that they may achieve their goals. We are thankful for Bradley University, whose dedicated faculty and staff taught and mentored these graduates and successful lives. For these and the many blessings which we have received, we give thanks, and in gratitude we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Guests, family, and friends, on behalf of Bradley University, our Board of Trustees, staff, and on behalf of the class of 2016, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to Bradley University's winter commencement ceremony. I've been the president of Bradley now for almost a year, and I'm a very proud and happy Bradley alumnus from the class of 1970. This is a great day for everyone here, but especially for me. Graduation, and I say this every time because it really is true, it's about the only time that a room full of people where virtually everyone is happy and smiling. At this time, I am pleased to introduce those members of the have been or will not be introduced in the program. And I ask them to stand as I call their names and remain standing. Please hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. First from the David Bozeman. Our honorary marshal for today's ceremony is Dr. Joby Skaggs, Associate Professor of Mental Health Counseling. Members of the Senior University Administration who are with us, Mr. Gary Anna, Senior Vice President for Business Affairs, Mr. Jacob Heiser, Vice President for Mr. Nathan Thomas, Vice President Ball, Associate Management, and Dr. Chris Reynolds, Director of Athletics. Please participation in today's ceremony and for their continuing efforts on behalf of Bradley University. It is traditional at our commencement ceremonies for a member of the graduating class and a member of the Alumni Association to speak on behalf of Bradley's current and former students. First, it is my honor to introduce today's representative. Our student speaker this morning is Hallie Nissen. Hallie is honors, receiving her Bachelor of Science and Special Education with a concentration in Fine Arts. Native has been very involved. She's been involved in STRETCH, which is an acronym for Students Ready to Make a Change, is a member of Sigma Kappa sorority, served as a mentor for and emotional disabilities, and she has Sisters Lunch Buddy program. She's also a member of Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society, Pi Lambda Theta Education Honor Society, and National Society of Leadership and Success. Overall, Hallie says Bradley, whether with students or faculty or organizations like her sorority, they all taught her how to be independent, life skills that she believes will serve her well as a teacher. Hallie said she chose Bradley after visiting many schools because ultimately she felt at home here. The opportunities for student engagement, she says, are head and shoulders above the rest. And I like to hear that. It's obvious when you see her resume that she took opportunities. So it is my pleasure to introduce this year's student speaker, Hallie Nissen.
President Roberts, Provost Sakahi, Chairman Stewart, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates of 2016, it is an honor to be standing before you today. From a very early age, all of us try to comprehend the world and make sense of our place in it. When I was 5 years old, my family and I went on a trip to Mexico. During our to be able to swim with the dolphins. As we were leaving the dolphin adventure, I turned to my family and said in complete sincerity, "Where do the dolphins go to the bathroom?" Our paths from youthful innocence to fully contributing members of society, our academic careers, and continue until we become higher lives. If we are fortunate, we encounter educators and mentors of self-discovery. Our journeys certainly do not end with graduation. Commence means to begin. Therefore, today our commencement ceremony symbolizes that we are beginning a new chapter in our lives. Our generation, the millennials, of needing instant gratification. At the same time, though, our road to self-fulfillment and adulthood is somewhat longer than those of our ancestors. This is not necessarily a bad thing, however. Contemporary psychologists and sociologists refer to the life stage from ages 18 through the late 20s as emerging adulthood. Emerging adults explore a variety of possible directions in life, work, and attitudes. This is when little and when the opportunities for independent exploration of life's possibilities are greater for most of us than they will be at any other period in our lives. My academic career, I have been fortunate to have teachers and role models that provided support in my educational journey and helped me to navigate around obstacles. Motivation I embark on my teaching career, I understand the world. According to the recent Wall Street Journal Times Higher Education College, University has been recognized as one of the top 10 schools in engagement. Small class sizes and approachable faculty and staff certainly engaged me and fostered me to become a professional educator. The need to feel engaged and connected is particularly important to our generation. Millennials are often unfairly characterized by boomers and Gen Xers as lazy, self-absorbed. However, many generational researchers note that millennials are highly connected and inclusive. We embrace both technology and diversity. We see work and life as an integrated whole, rather than merely striving to balance different aspects and family. We try to blend all aspects together harmoniously. As we hopefully find jobs, we will be joining other millennials in what is now a majority of the workforce. During our time at Bradley, we learned firsthand that we have far more in common with each other than we have differences amongst us. We also learned that success is about maximizing productivity and building long-term relationships. At Bradley, we learned how to be a part of something bigger than ourselves, a community. Finding our places also requires us to adopt a growth mindset. This is something I stress to my students when I can't do this. It's I can't do this yet. It's not I give up. It's I will try a different strategy. It's not I can't do anything. I can always improve. It comes as no surprise that Bradley University excels in student engagement. 2016 marks the 200th anniversary of the birth of our founder, Lydia Moss Bradley. 2016 also marked fans of a certain Chicago baseball team know that historical events happen, coincidentally, in 108-year increments. Mrs. Bradley, as a memorial to her children, wanted to create a school where young people could learn practical skills to prepare them for living in the modern world. In 1897, those practical skills involved watchmaking. Today, the practical skills needed for living in the modern world continue to be the mastery of new technology and ideas. In my youthful innocence, I thought the dolphins existed solely for my amusement. I couldn't comprehend that I was in their world. I'd like to think I have, and we have, come a long way in understanding our places in the world. As a part of a community that spans, we are well prepared as emerging adults to proceed to the next chapter of our lives. Whether we find jobs, go to graduate school, explore the world, innovate, start families of our own, or pursue paths we can't even conceive of yet, we know that we will always be proud alums of Bradley University. Congratulations to the Bradley University December 2016 graduating class. Go Braves!
Thank you very much, Hallie. Our alumni speaker today is Gary Peplow. He graduated from Bradley with a BA in 1962. Gary was the Alumni Association president from 1996 to 97, is a member of the prestigious Bradley Centurion Society since 2008, and is one of our new members on the Bradley Board of Trustees. If his name sounds familiar, it should, because thanks to his generosity, the third-floor ballroom of the Hayden Clark Alumni Center is named the Gary and Judy Peplow Pavilion and Terrace. He resides in Peoria, is an attorney and retired managing partner with Hale, Royster, Volker, and Allen, a law firm here in Peoria. Please welcome our alumni speaker today, Gary Peplow.
Good morning. Today we gather to celebrate your achievement of earning a Bradley University degree and the beginning of the next chapter in your lives. 70,000 before you, your having earned the distinction of being a Bradley grad is something that I am sure fills you with great pride. It's my honor to welcome you into our Bradley University family. Bradley alumni are a diverse group. We can be found on every continent, in practically every profession, and spanning generations across the decades. We share the experience of having been Bradley students. You can continue to increase the value of your Bradley education with perhaps the following 3 steps. 1, keep in touch with Bradley. Share your successes with us, both personal and professional. Your achievements inspire other students to attend Bradley. 2nd, stay informed. Read Hill Topics, Bradley's quarterly magazine. Its articles will keep you updated on university activities, as well as help you keep track of fellow alumni. Join the Bradley online community. This offers great networking opportunities. 3rd, come back to campus. Bradley is constantly evolving, and as alumni, we can proudly contribute to these. Grow over the years. I hope you consider making a contribution back to your university. You will not just be helping others, but it's a way of saying thank you and staying involved with your alma mater. So, welcome to the Bradley University Alumni Association. We are proud of you, and you deserve to be proud of yourself. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Gary. You may have heard that we decided last spring to try an experiment, which is not to have an outside celebrity speaker at our commencement ceremonies. I was worried at the time that perhaps many would be disappointed. So I began my remarks last May by explaining that I had had a bad experience with a long-winded, boring commencement speaker at my high school graduation that had colored my view of commencement speakers ever since, and that I was hoping people wouldn't be too disappointed. I also noted that not having such a speaker would probably shorten the ceremony by about half an hour. Graduates, at which point the entire audience erupted with a rousing ovation. So I was relieved to discover that most folks view graduation speakers the same way I do. So today we're going to continue that tradition of not having an outside graduation speaker, trying to keep this ceremony at a more reasonable length, and putting all of our attention on our graduates whose efforts and achievements are what today is all about. Today belongs to the graduates and their loved ones who've supported them along the way. That said, graduation speakers, of which you won't hear one today, traditionally impart words of wisdom that you will take to heart and that will become the secrets to your success. Words like work hard, be persistent, be confident, be ethical, give back to society, help those less fortunate, etc., etc. And while these are all truly good principles and rules to live by, I suspect that they've all been impressed on you by now many times over. And I suspect you've heard them all so often before that the marginal benefit of me or anyone else telling them to you again, especially in this long ceremony while you're sitting in these uncomfortable medieval robes, is near zero. So I won't belabor them. Just do them, okay? What I do want to say to you today, however, is that the one thing I hope that you take with you from your years on the hilltop is a great deal of pride in your alma mater. Bradley University is a truly great institution of higher learning. You may have noticed that our new provost, who you'll meet in a few minutes, Dr. Walter Zakahi, who started here last July, is a Bradley alumnus, as is our Senior Vice President for Business Affairs, Gary Hanna. They join me as I too graduated from Bradley almost half a century ago. And we join tens of thousands of Bradley graduates all across the nation and even the world who have parlayed their Bradley education into positions of great responsibility and leadership in the business, nonprofit, and public sectors. As Hallie's already talked about and mentioned, a few months ago, the Wall Street Journal ranked Bradley number 6 in the country out of over 2,600 four-year colleges and universities for student engagement in their educations. Number 6 in the country. That's the top 0.2%. And this is a great tribute to this institution, and it reflects our remarkably low 12-to-1 student-faculty ratio that leads to small interactive classes and strong mentoring relationships with faculty, leads to our innumerable internships, seminars, independent projects, and to study abroad opportunities. And just last week, PayScale Incorporated, an organization that promotes and tracks human capital in our labor force, ranked Bradley among the very top four-year colleges in the country for providing education that increases lifetime earning potential. And this was based on the success of our graduates. So all the evidence is that you are leaving here with a great education and a great future. I've read recently from multiple sources that success in life and careers turns so much more on what are called soft skills rather than on the hard skills that most associate with a college education. Raw information and pure technical acuity can be drilled into students everywhere, and usually are. And in fact, today, information can be accessed in almost infinite amounts simply on the internet. But what makes someone successful in life and distinguishes leaders from those who struggle to achieve are these soft skills, or what many people call people skills. Skills like the ability to maintain focus, to listen, to compromise, empathy, the ability to keep perspective, to manage stress. In short, those things that enable a person to have good judgment in dealing with people and situations. And these are the skills that distinguish a Bradley education and empowers its graduates, you, to be successful. And this is why, even as higher education today generally is going through a difficult transitional period, Bradley will always thrive because it offers students a well-rounded education that provides them with a complete repertoire of both hard and soft skills, enabling them to live successful, productive, and happy lives. So this education you have received here and the credibility, respect, and prestige that comes with it empowers you to succeed at whatever you choose to do and to become a leader in whatever endeavors you choose to pursue, whether it be in politics, government, private business, education, the nonprofit sector, the military, religious organizations, even sports. Whatever your life journey takes you on, your Bradley education will serve you well. So all I will say to you today is that whatever you do with your Bradley education and degree, have confidence that it has given you the ability and the power to be whatever you want to be. This is a great university with a great faculty, great programs, great traditions, and a great. As Bradley has been, as successful and great as Bradley has been for the past 119 years, when I look at all we have going for us here, I'm convinced that despite the challenges that higher education is facing these days, that Bradley's greatest days are still ahead of us. So be proud of Bradley and what you have accomplished here. And as you pursue your lives and careers, wherever you go, please tell everyone the story about this wonderful university. Sing its praises, and then stay in touch with us. And then, As Gary Peplow mentioned, give back to Bradley in whatever ways you can so that it can continue to be as great or greater in this next century as it has been in the past. And that is the end of my or anyone else's preaching for today. So now let us begin honoring our graduates with their degrees. To be courteous to members of the audience and to keep the program moving, please hold your applause until all the graduates are recognized. Thanks. The candidates for undergraduate degrees will now be presented in the order that they appear in your program. Dr. Walter Zakahi, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, will introduce the candidates. Dr. Zakahi.
Will all the candidates from the 5 undergraduate colleges please rise? President Roberts, these candidates majoring in programs of the Foster College of Business, the Henry Pindell Slane College of Communication and Fine Arts, the College of Education and Health Sciences, the Caterpillar College of Engineering and Technology, and the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences have completed the work prescribed by the faculty and are presented for their appropriate degrees.
On the recommendation of the deans of the respective colleges, in accordance with the requirements established by the faculty and by authority of the Board of Trustees of Bradley University, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended by your faculty, with all the earned rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
The graduates will now come forward to receive their diplomas and be congratulated by President Roberts and your college dean. First, from the Foster College of Business, Dean Darrell Radson. All other graduates may be seated at this time.
Gabriel Elderzi, Matthew R. Campbell, Bianca Loren Duna, Ryan Olson, Christy Elliott, Courtney Passarella, Samuel Kleinman, Mary Ellen McCarthy, Melissa Cobb, Skylar Heunge, Brandon J. McClendon, Matthew Anderson, Aaron Small, Derek Brian Schenberg, Nicholas Smith Frost, Joshua Haywood, Joseph A. Weiss, Jacob Tyler Sinning, Shannon McGuire, Nicholas Charles Jones, Aaron Alexis Aline, Jennifer Simmons,
Micah Statler. Anthony Smith. Brendan Lindwall. Rafal Zrapella. Harun Zahid. Eric Munoz. Peter David Werning. Kevin Clement. Sarah Heaney. Etana Womack. Lester Johnson. Wenting Zhu. Ning Young. Nicholas Matisic. Haley Alicia Rucker. Morgan Elizabeth Gain. Alexander Doty. Taryn Main Guiley. Alicia Scoff. Ashley Scoff. Amanda Sadler. Jessica Calicott. Thomas Razzo Jr.
Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, graduates from the Henry Pindell Slane College of Communication and Fine Arts, please stand and come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dean Jeffrey Huberman.
Zachary Roth. Joshua McGee. Joshua Charles McGee. Thomas Mantilla. Ethan McConkey. Joseph Hines. Trent Cornwell. Jasmine Malaysia Willis. Rachel Hibser. Elise Garcia. Madeline Koenig Shappy. Ryan Nicholas Southwood. Nicole Leeper. Andrew Cronky.
Connor A. Parkhurst. Caroline Hartman. Rebecca Williams. Kristen Hill. Danielle Haminsky. Angela Pollock. Emily Yule. Emily Ann Yule. Stephen Cully. Aaron Morden. Katie Young. Caitlin Isdonis. Jennifer Rose Walker. Catherine Ruth Spen. Bradley Swanson.
Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, graduates from the College of Education and Health Sciences. Please stand and come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dean Joan Sattler. I would call your attention to the fact that the graduates who will receive teaching certificates in secondary education receive their degrees from the college offering their major subject fields.
Hallie Nissen. Natasha Anna Stanson. Rebecca Schwartz. Stephanie Danza. Jessica Renee Weichbrot. Kelly Ferber. Haley Coletta. Raven Shanice Williams. Keva Coates. Alexander Robert Estes. Dylan Cantu. Brandon Hartman. Cora Johnson. Mariah Christian Harris. Joan Ann Riggins. Dakota Bullard. Samantha Krasinski. Allison Thompson. Brittany Ray Bennington. Namira Nasir Hussein. Janessa Danae George.
Annie Drummond. Jordan Elizabeth Barnett. Patricia Weechik. Lauren Clomis. Joshua Friedenberg. Destiny Taylor Jackson. Celine Coleman. Nicole Rebeck. Margaret Thone. Joseph Timothy Fritchie. Darren Holscoff. Lauren Lemansky. Sydney Grubb. Aaron Underwood. Lauren Bure. Megan Basig. Maya Salazar. Addie Klein. Marianne Bartello. Kayla Elizabeth Reimer. Megan Elizabeth Flynn. Amanda Kathleen Stevens.
Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, graduates from the Caterpillar College of Engineering and Technology, please stand and come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dean Lex Akers.
Mitchell Leroy Dwayne Griffiths. Benjamin Jones. Cody Ryan Brown. Ryan Baker. Jacob Lenizek. Daniel Capeless. John Goodrich. Jason Lesh. Bradley Zaire. David Sanderson. Brandon J. Menny. William Detton. Brandon Boggs. Nathan Lash. Connor Andrew Wilson. Jordan Christopher Bill. Matthew Lawson. Drew Peters. Elizabeth Dutcher. Matthew Dunlap. David Mick. Robert Andrew Pegg. David Feldman. William P. Shoemaker. Michael Francis Corey. Alexander Weck.
Christopher Manhart. Shane Bond. William Miller. Travis Reentz. Anthony Slasky. Kevin Black. Brandon T. Nelson. Crystal Herrera Wittes. Nicholas Peplow. Catherine Curtis. Richard Henning. Caleb Atticus Takis. Michael Azkarate. Sky Chow. Hannah Shapiro. Caitlin Herkert. Nathan Adlington. Zach Finn. Taylor Hall. Christopher Spadafora.
Congratulations. Please be seated. Finally, graduates from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, please stand and come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dean Christopher Jones.
Danielle Marie Tolsted. Angela Morrison. Emily Winkle. Michael Ducassian. Elena White. Gregory Adler. Jack Heinz. Matthew Gama. Taras Didenko. Carly Marcella Wagner. Hannah Renee Smith. Amy Elizabeth Grogan. Connor W. Fitch. James C. Fennell. Kyle Engelbrecht. Matthew Sipin. Bradley Roberts. Kayla Lelan Tidd. Taylor D. Gully. Marcus Dyson.
Megan Coffey. Stormy Luna. Kelsey Mull. Allison Clark. Emma Troth. Elizabeth Ann Janet. Brian Lehman. Courtney Reardon. Haley Shropshire. Alexandra Schumann. Anne Bosco. Madeline Conley. Chase Nitz. Claudia Fryer. Charlene Figueroa. Ilariana Balaji. Jacob Thompson.
Congratulations. Please be seated.
Let's give all our graduates one more round of applause. And graduate students, we haven't forgotten you. It's now time to confer our graduate degrees. The candidates for master's degrees will now be presented, and Dr. Zakahi again will introduce the candidates. Dr. Zakahi.
Will all of the candidates from the graduate school please rise? President Roberts, these candidates, already holding bachelor's degrees, having met the requirements established by the faculty and the executive committee of the graduate faculty, and having achieved notable progress in their special fields of advanced learning, are presented for their appropriate graduate degrees.
On the recommendation of the Dean of the Graduate School and in accordance with the requirements established by the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees of Bradley University, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended by your faculty, with all of the earned rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
The graduates will now come forward to receive their master's hoods and diplomas and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dr. Jeffrey Bakken, Dean of the Graduate School. First, from the Foster College of Business, First, from the Foster College of Business. All other graduates may be seated at this time.
Taryn Main Guiley. Ashley Scalf. Amanda Sadler. Jessica Calicott. Thomas Razzo Jr. Yi Fun. Jenny Cruz. Rajalakshmi Chandrasekaran. Ryan Jacob Cushing. Runul Jamvar. Andrea Niemskova. William Ulrich.
Congratulations. Next, graduates from the College of Education and Health Sciences, please stand and come forward to receive your master's hoods and diplomas and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dr. Bakken.
Sue Puvula. Erica Renee Bush. Andrea Kerber. Kat Yell.
Congratulations. Next, graduates from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, please stand and come forward to receive your master's hoods and diplomas and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dr. Bakken.
Sunil Prabhakar. Chandan Umbati. Chaitanya Manam. Vasu Gudavali. Sarachand Gudikandola. Tanush Chowdhury Koturu. Dhananjay Kumar Reddy Silam. Kant Reddy Male. Krishna Kant Puvula. Sai Sashank Ravi. Pushwant Mandadapu. Radhakrishna Arvapali. Ravi Teja Koganti. Shushmita Danduboina. Pravalika Yarlagada. Afrin Shanos Mohammed. Jyotsna Halakor. Sajanya Binum. Janardanan Maitali. Akila Saladi. Jyoti Linga. Sophia Alice Gadzula. Rameshwari Divi. Niarika Rama. Akshay Sagaram. Jajun Lu. Megeshwaran Mohan. Vishnu Vishwanath. Manikanta Mailavarapu. Nandini Pavuluri. Charishma Parikala. Sadhana Gona.
Congratulations. Please be seated. Finally, graduates from the Caterpillar College of Engineering and Technology, please stand and come forward to receive your master's hoods and diplomas and be congratulated by President Roberts and Dr. Bakken.
Abdul Mahim Ahmed. Aditya Basina. Banu Kariti Chandra. Taraka Ramu Cheka. Raja Manisha Ray Coletti. Haji Ali Darvish. Munika Gorti. Monish Vijay Jaisalan. Arun Koduri. Minakshi Munika Kondaveti. Sai Satya Gautam Madali. Mohammed Wasiuzama Khan. Luqman Shariz Mohammed. Shoaib Mohammed. Narahari. Sheikh Shanawaz. Naresh Surigala. Hassan Ullah Husseini Sayed. Ashok Kumar Bitra. Avinash Kumar Chintala. Harish Reddy Kandula. Taskia A. Khan. Taskia A. Khan. Sai Sandeep Mamidala. Samad Mohammed. Shri Teja Musunuru. Najma Sultana. Filman Sebatu. Farhana Sheikh. Mohammed Ahmed Siddiqui. Munika Surya Devara. Vinod Korala. Ryan Philly. Shivan Rakesh Shivan Krishnamurthy. Danielle Murphy. Nuveen Yedi Malgari. Rakesh Ramasamy. Shiva Kume Sagala. Lavan Kumar Soriseti. Joel Arlicati. Joel Arlicati. Jayant Reddy Dodla. Garish Kumar Gutti. Badarish Karumuri. Madhu Madineni. Navjot Kaur. Saba Maruf. Vivekananda Sakilam. Vivekananda Sakilam. Hassan Mustafa Syed. Saketh Tumala. Nazir Udin. Chandra Sekar Velivolu. Yuva Venkata Sai Harsha Yalakala.
Congratulations. Please be seated.
So let's give all of our graduates a round of applause again. We have an additional honor to bestow upon two of our graduates today, and to do so, I invite to the podium Lieutenant Colonel John Cross, Cadet Christopher Spadafora, and Cadet Marianne Bartello. Lieutenant Colonel Cross.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day of great celebration for Bradley University's ROTC program and, of course, the family and friends of our esteemed cadets. After a 4.5-year journey at this university, and with the loving support of their friends and family, Cadets Christopher Spadafora and Marianne Bertello will commission as second lieutenants in the United States Army. In addition to graduating with his Bachelor's of Science degree in Industrial Engineering, Cadet Spadafora has also been designated by the United States Army Cadet Command as a Distinguished Military Graduate, an honor and distinction that is reserved for the top 20% of all cadets nationwide. He will serve as a quartermaster officer in the state of Florida. Cadet Marianne Bartello's Bachelor of Science degree in Community Health and Wellness will serve her well as she embarks on her military service as a Medical Service Corps officer. Both cadets will now be taking the oath to become a commissioned officer in the United States Army. This oath of office for commissioned officers is steeped in tradition, dating back to the establishment of our nation and the Continental Army. This oath that they're about to take is very similar to the oath that George Washington and his officers took as they led our nation to its independence. This oath holds the officers accountable for sound moral judgment and leadership. Officers are given a very special trust, a moral obligation to lead the young men and women of our armed forces, our nation's greatest treasure, to preserve the very independence and freedom of our country. In the Army of the United States, they do solemnly swear, as you were, sorry about that. At this time, before we do the oath, I would like to have the parents of Christopher and Marianne come forward as we pin on the rank of second lieutenant onto their uniforms. Pinning the rank on Cadet Bartello, making her a second lieutenant, will be her father, Dean Bartello, and Roseanne Bartello, and her mother, Judy Zura and Ronald Zura. For Cadet Spatafora, his parents, Tom and Debbie Spatafora, will be pinning on his rank. Ready? This time we'll administer the oath of office. Raise your right hands. Repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations. Thank you. Please take your seats. At this time, we will now conduct the first salute ceremony for Lieutenant Spatafora and Lieutenant Bartello. During this significant tradition, the new lieutenants will receive their first salute from a non-commissioned officer of choice, an NCO who has had significant influence on the officer's life and development. In return for this honor, the newly commissioned lieutenant will present the non-commissioned officer with a silver dollar, indicating their buying of their first salute. After this, these officers are expected to earn each and every salute that follows from their non-commissioned officers and the soldiers that they will lead. Officers, about face. Presenting Cadet Bartello with her first salute is Sergeant First Class Retired Nathan Haynes. And presenting Lieutenant Spatafora with his first salute is Sergeant First Class Thomas Keller. Today, Second Lieutenant Spatafora and Bartello stand before us not only as graduates of Bradley University, but also as new officers of the United States Army. Lieutenant Spatafora will serve in the United States Army Reserve as a quartermaster officer, and Second Lieutenant Bartello will serve as a medical service officer as well as in the United States Army Reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and attention during this portion of the ceremony. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for serving our country. We are deeply appreciative of our armed forces in preserving the very independence and freedom of our nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Second Lieutenants Christopher Spadafora and Marianne Bartello. To conclude these exercises, let me now invite everyone to stand and join in the singing of the university's alma mater, Hail Red and White, the words to which are printed on the last page of your program. When we are done, please remain standing until completion of the recessional by the platform party and the faculty. Congratulations again, graduates. I wish you the best of luck in all that comes next.
Lift up your hearts and sing. Lift up thy light. Let all your voices ring. Hail, red and white. Red for courage, strength, Thank